10 unusual labor and pregnancy cases. Couvade syndrome. Couvade syndrome, also called sympathetic pregnancy, is a proposed condition in which a partner experiences some of the same symptoms and behavior of an expectant mother. While some research suggests that Couvade syndrome might be common, it isn't a recognized mental illness or disease. Further studies are needed to determine whether Couvade syndrome is a physical condition with psychological causes. These symptoms might include nausea, heartburn, abdominal pain, bloating, appetite changes, respiratory problems, toothaches, leg cramps, backaches, and urinary or genital irritations. 2. Youngest grandmother at age of 23. A girl has turned into the world's first youngest grandma at the age of 23. Rivka Stănescu, who lived in the town Romania, advised how she brought forth her little girl, Maria, while just 12. In spite of her mom's requests to stay in school, Maria brought forth child Ion at 11 years old. Rivka, now 25, told the Sun she was upbeat to be a grandma. Yet she would have wished something else for Maria, and something else for her. Ion is a decent kid, and he is as of now connected to a young lady matured 8. Young men are constantly sought after as they do not have to endure nearly as much as young ladies. 3. A woman did not know that she was pregnant until before 3 hours of delivery. Judy Brown knew she was putting on weight. However, she thought it was because of menopause. Shock, it was an infant. At age 47, Brown figured out she was pregnant around an hour prior to her girl arrived. The couple had gone to a Massachusetts healing center in light of the fact that she was encountering stomach issues, which ended up being work torments. Judy reviewed how the specialists said that it was uplifting news, there's no blockage. She was pregnant and was going to have her then. 4. Lady gives birth after being shot and set on fire. A 9-month pregnant lady was bound and snatched from her carport. She was driven around Detroit throughways, then shot and lit ablaze by her assailant. Only a couple of days after the fact, she conceived an offspring following 12 hours of labor. As indicated by police, Bowman went to a drive-in film with her ex Friday night and drove him home to Warren after 12 p.m. In his carport, a man pointed a firearm at Bowman, bound her with conduit tape, constrained her into her rearward sitting arrangement, and drove her to an empty Detroit field where he drenched her in lighter fluid and set her ablaze. 5. Mom gave birth to boy after 20 days in labor. The 17-year-old brought forth Daniel very nearly 5 months rashly in wake of stomach agonies and constrictions for right around 3 weeks. Her child, who was given just a 15 for every penny possibility of survival by specialists, weighed only 600 grams. Daniel then burned through 5 months in escalated care where he was dealt with for interminable lung malady and had laser eye treatment. The little child, who this week commended his first birthday, is presently a solid 17 pounds. The baby boy weighed only 1 pound and 3 ounces. 6. 3 sets of twin in middle of year 2011 and 2012. There's minimal better approach to ring in another year than with the conception of a child. Minimal better approach to finish off a year than with the conception of a child so far as that is concerned. 3 fortunate couples as of late got the opportunity to do both, with sets of twins conceived on either side of the new year with totally distinctive birth dates and years, reports FoxNews.com. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, Stephanie Peterson started giving birth on Friday, well before her February due date. She conceived an offspring at only 34 weeks to child Bethany Humany. Number 7. Birth on transoceanic flight. A lady has brought forth a child young lady on a transoceanic flight from Jordan to New York. A medical attendant and specialist who happened to be ready conveyed the infant, who was conceived over the Atlantic on Royal Jordanian Flight J261. The child weighed 3 kilograms. The mother, 33, is a Jordanian national and was voyaging alone. Mother and child were taken to a doctor's facility after the flying machine arrived at John F. Kennedy Airport on Tuesday evening, a representative for the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey said. They gave off an impression of being healthy. 8. Mom of 14-pound huge baby. The Iowa mother who brought forth an about 14-pound child with no surgery or medicine says she conveyed actually as opposed to experiencing a C area. Whenever Stewartson and her spouse Joshua made that vow in front of the conception of their second child, much to their dismay, he would break a record. Asher Stewartson measuring 13 pounds 13 ounces, making him the greatest normally conceived child the doctor's facility had ever recorded. 9. The twins were born 1 minute apart but in various years. A northern Illinois couple respected their new little girl to the world in the last moment of 2010, and a twin child in the first moment of 2011. Ashley Fansler brought forth Madison Carlin Lewis at 11:59 p.m. Aiden Everett Lewis was conceived a moment later at 12 a.m. on New Year's Day. The Rockford Register-Star reports that Fansler wasn't expected until the end of January. However, specialists at Rockford Memorial Hospital planned a cesarean area for Friday night to keep away from inconveniences. 10. The mother who had a solitary conception, then twins, lastly triplets. Natasha Wilson from New York brought forth triplets. You could say Natasha is having some fantastic luck. This isn't the first occasion when she's conceived an offspring. Her first was Nicholas. At that point came the twins James. Furthermore, Isaiah. By then, Natasha's mother, who is Linda Lawrence, kidded that whenever would be triplets. She was correct. Natasha was seeking after a young lady. Presently, she has 6 young men.